Was I muted? Yes, it's undefeatable. But we are live. We're live, ladies and gentlemen. Haha, we are live. The stream is up. We're good. 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 Whoo, boy. Damn, some of y'all already knew the song. Yes, it's undefeatable from Sonic Frontiers. Yeah. That's why I put the volume warning, because I'm like, I know, because I don't listen to rock music, but that's one of the few that like I be rocking like that, because it's just so fucking good. But yeah, you can't go wrong with Undefeatable. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. Oh boy. Oh shit. My fucking channel's not even up to date. Okay, here we go. Worst friendly neighborhood Spider-Man takes. What's good? What's good, y'all? I see y'all in the fucking chat before stream start. Talking about some start the stream. Hi, when you go start the stream? Where's my water bottle? I didn't even know y'all was missing me like that. I didn't even know y'all was missing me like that. Which is insane, bro. 30,000 views on my first day back, on my first video back is insane. We are so back. We are so fucking back, bro. We are so back. Peak song choice? Yeah, I'm eating gum. I'm eating gum. If it's a little too distracting, let me know. But yeah, I'm chewing gum. How y'all doing though? Hi CHD, how you doing? We straight, Coda Murray. We chilling. When is the cord coming back? Oh, y'all stay begging me from that fucking Discord, man. It'll come back. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I might just make one during stream, actually. What it do? What's up, Geeka Trades, Bushman Studios, Bully Morales, Epic Plays. I recently watched Sonic 3 and I absolutely loved it. I was gonna play Live and Learn, but then I was like, nah, maybe I'll save that for another stream. Undefeatable is just a lot. It's just a lot tougher for me, honestly. You saw that Fantastic Four teaser? Oh yeah. Yeah, we can talk about that. What are y'all thoughts on this trailer, actually? Before we get into these bad takes of Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, bro. Y'all know these niggas are going crazy. Well, they were going crazy before the fucking show even came out. They were calling the show woke before the show even came out, bro. They going crazy over this shit. New Spider-Man show is kind of woke. Oh, annoying. Oh, they're making fun of the actor. It was pretty decent. What? Pretty good. It wasn't bad. A normal teaser. We can take a look at it real quick before we get into some bad takes. The actors fit, but the voices don't work for me. I saw it. I thought it looked pretty good. Where's the trailer at so we can take a look at it real quick? We got 46 people in here already. We are so back, bro. We are so, I miss y'all too, bro. We are so back. We are so back. We are so fucking back. It's crazy. Let's take a look at this trailer real quick. I got another Unhinged Reddit post for you. Really? Okay, Bushman. This better not be no weird shit. Let me just hang on. No, it just took me back to YouTube. Hang on. Go to site. Okay. I got you. We'll take a look at it. Give me 1 sec, because my shit's tweaking. No. Alright, here we go. Hang on, y'all. Okay. I love the style of the show. Alright, we'll take a look at this after we take a look at the trailer. I think it looks fantastic. No pun intended. All right, let's go. Let's go. I'm going to pause it often because I'm not trying to get my stream clapped.
Welcome to the Baxter Building.
We make a point to do family dinner every week. Sunday at 7, on the dot, no matter what. We're all here.
Bro, y'all remember?
It's 7, on the dot, no matter what.
Are people still mad that Pedro Pascal is playing Mr. Fantastic? Are people still mad? Because I could get what people were saying about how they were just tired of seeing that dude and everything. He was in fucking Mandalorian. He's in fucking Last of Us. The guy's just everywhere. Everybody's just saying, hey, I think he's a good actor, but I'm just tired of him. I'm tired of him. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see.
We're all here.
Herbie, how's that sauce coming?
And this tiny little fucking robot. Yeah, it's kind of like a retro future style vibe, which I like. I like it. The suits look a bit meh. But I assume just like every other Marvel character, the suits are going to evolve over time. 60 people in here, god damn. I think the suits are going to evolve over time. Like, we'll start out with, like, standard-ass suits. And then, you know, the suits will get better later on, like the other characters. He looks great. Do y'all see the detail on this? He looks back-to-back like the comics. Like, dude. This looks great. It looks amazing. Look at that. Look at that attention. This already better than 2015. Just off the trailer. Already better than the 2003 movies and the 2014 movie. Just off the trailer alone.
Yeah, I'll be the judge of that.
And not to mention, it looks like an actual movie. Like, there's something about this whole, like, style of the trailer. Like, it looks like cinema.
Okay. Okay, is this guy good or what? I want to add a couple cloves of garlic. Not because it's not delicious, I just want to add a little bit of zip, okay?
Oh, shit. Okay, so it comes out in July. It comes out in this summer. It's The Thing. Yeah, it's very accurate. I love the attention to detail. Y'all be sure to drop a like on the stream, by the way. Appreciate all y'all stopping by. Drop a like on the stream. Do not help your boy out, of course.
T-5.
Before we went up the first time, you couldn't turn invisible. Ben wasn't a rock. The best pilot in the world right here.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. My fault. Oh, and this isn't an alternate universe, right? So are they going to start off in this, like, alternate future 80s shit? And then they're going to come to 616? Is that how that's going to work? Maybe Galactus will bring them over? I don't know. But they have to end up in our world somehow.
That's
obviously, because it's the fucking Fantastic Four.
what he means.
And Johnny never caught fire.
Holy fuck, that looks great.
And Johnny never caught fire.
That looks so realistic right there.
Ben has always been a rock. Johnny is Johnny.
Hi.
Bane ain't a rock, he's the Rock. Dwayne Johnson versus The Thing. Who y'all got? I got The Rock, bro. Dwayne Johnson's obviously winning, for sure. 100%. Dwayne Johnson wins. 100%, bro.
And I am right here. Whatever life throws at us.
What the? Oh, he's flying. He's flying into space.
We'll face it together.
Movie actually looks like it got a good budget instead of $2 CGI trash. That's what I'm saying. Like, it actually looks like it doesn't just look like a superhero movie. It actually looks like a movie, like a high production, like Hollywood big budget movie. If y'all get what I'm saying. Unlike all the other Phase 4 movies that's released, like this looks just visually, it just looks astounding.
As a family.
Was that Galactus? I didn't notice that when I saw that the first time. That's right, because Galactus is in the movie.
As a family. As a family.
Yeah, I mean the fit's not too bad. The fit's not too bad, but you know, it could definitely be better. It's the 60s. It's the 60s and the 80s. I'm not knocking it. Not knocking it. You know, it looks okay. It looks okay. I know I saw fucking meme photos of Johnny Storm in his suit going around on Twitter. People were roasting the fit, bro. It doesn't look too bad. Y'all better. Hey, bro, if they fumble this, it's over. If they fumble this, it's over. Because DC got what? DC got Superman Legacy. When did Superman Legacy come out? When did Superman Legacy come out? July 11th? And Fantastic Four comes out in July. Oh. We about to have ourselves a little competition. We about to have ourselves a little competition, boy. I'm fucking with it. I don't know. I like the suits. Yeah, I think the suits are fine. I just think they could be better. I'm more used to like seeing the streamlined version of their costumes. I'm not knocking it. I think it's decent. Gunn already started his universe. LOL. Creature Commandos is out. I haven't seen that. I heard it was pretty good though. Creature Commandos. Yeah, I'll give it a check out. I'll give it a look. I heard it was pretty good, to be fair. It definitely looks like some Tomorrowland type stuff. Yeah, like the whole retro futuristic vibe. Yeah, definitely. I'm fucking with it. I'm fucking with it. I'm fucking with it. The suits need to be black and blue to look better. I mean, fair enough, but like I said, I think they look fine. Let me see what their suits are in the comics real quick. Yeah, so that's their suits in the comics. And then their Marvel Rivals fucking designs were insanely good. Yeah, I want them to look more like that. Hopefully they start looking more like this. This is where we need to be by Secret Wars. This is where we this is where we need to be. These suits are fucking fire. This is fire. But all right. So y'all ready to get into some bad takes with the whole Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man stuff? Oh, what the fuck is this shit? Bush, what the fuck did you send me? Let's take a look at this. Why are you sending me Reddit fan fictions, bro? What is it with you in these Reddit fan fictions? What the fuck? Who made this? Rio Morales X Nerderotic. Bro. Listen. Y'all trying to set me up or something? Y'all trying to set me up or something? What the fuck do y'all have me looking at? I'm gonna need an explanation. What? Bush, I'm gonna need an explanation, bro. We'll read it real quick just to get a laugh, and then we'll get into the Spider-Man takes. Miles Morales' dad had recently passed away because of his cated event. Every day was a struggle for Miles not to burst into tears. The only thing keeping him slightly together was expressing his pain through his artwork, but even that was hard to do sometimes. Miles had just come back after a hard day of fighting his newest villain, Frost Pharaoh. Miles was in the midst of giving up being Spider-Man because it was definitely harder now that his dad is dead. With tears streaming down his cheeks, Miles was about to open the door when suddenly he heard a loud moaning sound. Bush. What y'all got me what y'all got me reading, bro? When he heard a loud moaning sound. Nigga, what? Are you sure this is a villain and not just Rio's sneaky link or some shit? What y'all got me reading, bro? Which sounded like it came from his mom. Then Miles heard his mom scream, "Oh yes, put it in me." What? What the fuck? Then Miles heard his mom scream, "Oh yes, put it in me." Nigga, what? Y'all ain't set me up. It was a good try, but you not set me. You ain't set me up, homeboy. I don't think we need to finish that. No, we're good. We're good. Let's get into the Spider-Man shit. Rio getting her holes resized. Oh my goodness. Let's get into these Spider-Man videos. Which one should we watch first? Because I really want to get into Jester Bell's review. Because that shit actually took me off. Spider-Man actor slammed for claiming new show isn't woke after multiple race and gender swaps. Tyrone reacted to it. New Spider-Man cartoon is not woke, says Peter Parker voice actor. Oh, and that's another thing. Apparently the fucking actor got into some shit. I was offline when all of this shit happened. So he said that the show was like annoying and woke or something. Here's the thing. In the context, like the way he said it, it sounded like he was just trying to like appeal to a certain crowd. Like he was just trying to get people on that end to watch the show. I think he's just a dumbass and probably just didn't know what that word means. That's my opinion, because the way he says it is just like, I thought the show would be annoying and woke. It just sounded like he was just trying to get people on the anti-woke side to watch the show. Not that he actually thinks the show is woke. He probably doesn't even fucking know what that word means, to be honest with you. He should have said it better. He shouldn't have said it at all, to be honest with you. He probably should check with PR to make sure he actually knows what the fuck he's talking about. Because if he really thought it was woke, he would have worked on it. But the word woke, like I said, the word woke is just ruined in general. That word is just ruined. Fuck. Because I've said this in my older videos, like the word had meaning. It was a word with a positive, it used to be a word with a positive connotation that had good meaning. Like being aware of social injustices and be aware of, stuff going on around you. And the internet just took it and ruined it. But some of y'all wanted to know my thoughts on this. I saw the context. It was just like, it really just seemed like he said that as a marketing stunt. I thought it was awesome. My biggest fear was that it was going to be annoying and woke. And it wasn't. And I was like, yes, this is great. It's so well written. It feels like real. I'm the oldest of 5 boys. So I feel like I kind of know what's happening in their lives and in high school. And it felt like it was doing that justice. Yeah. It was probably just bad PR. I don't think the dude's like an actual grifter or anything, but next time, don't say that. Just don't ever say that shit ever again. Let's take a look at some of these. This friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is annoying, woke, and boring. Holy fuck. There's so many. I don't even know which one to watch, to be honest with you. It had meaning in the black community, but now like every word it's ruined for real. Yeah. We'll take a look at a few of these. Hang on. Let's check out this dude.
What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. I heard everybody check it out. Look, I saw...
It's a black dude? Oh my God, bro. God damn it. Why? Why are you... Bro. Why? God damn it.
the first episode and most of the second episode.
Because the worst part is these grifters are going to use people like him and people like Young Ripper and Tyrone Magnus to be like, see? Although they're saying it, so that means what we're saying must be right? I'm not racist. I have a black friend. Shit like that. We've seen this dude before. Have we? I don't know. Y'all remind me. Maybe we have. I don't know. Annoying, woke, and boring. Marvel does it again.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. It is exactly what we thought it was going to be. You know, based on the trailers, based on all the little previews that we were looking at on the nightcap. Yeah, it's bad. All right. It's bad and it's super woke. All right. They made sure they
super woke. It's super woke. It ain't just woke, y'all. It's super woke.
No. We don't want there to be any question at all whether or not this thing is woke. This thing is absolutely woke. I mean, like
nigga, you just said the word woke like 4 times in a row. Holy fuck. He was in a Miles hater vid? Was he? He might have. Yeah, okay. Makes sense.
This cat lives in Queens, and everybody in this damn show has to be black. You know, it's like most people are black.
What the fuck did he just say?
Queens, this thing is absolutely woke. I mean, like this cat lives in Queens, and everybody in this damn show has to be black. You know, just
what the fuck? Nigga, you are black saying this. You just said, oh my God, everybody in that show has to be black. My nigga, you do know Spider-Man fight. This show takes place in New York, right? Isn't that city like 50% black people? Like, New York is one of the most ethnically diverse places, like, in America. Like, yeah, a lot of New York is black. Dude, you are black saying this.
it's like most people are black. The teacher is black. The girl he show has to be black. You know, it's like most people are black. The teacher is black. The girl he's talking to is black. Obviously, Harry and Norman Osborn is black. Dr. Connors, you know, the lizard. Everybody is a black person in this show. And I don't remember all of these cats being black in Peter Parker's world. I'm like, Queens, this cat grew up in Queensbridge. It ain't just Queens, it's Queensbridge.
You do know Peter is white. Like, the main character is white. Like, here's the thing. He's not him specifically, but a lot of these niggas in this community swear about this whole, like, they're trying to replace white people and the whole great replacement shit. If that were the case, why didn't they race swap Bruce in the Batman 2022 that's supposedly woke? Why don't they just race swap Peter? If they're supposedly trying to replace all these white characters with black people, why don't they just swap all the main characters? Why not? It's probably because I'll tell y'all, it's probably because y'all are looking too deep into it. And I already explained this in my video. The main reason why most of these characters that are getting swapped, the main reason most of these characters were white to begin with, is because they were created during a time where, like, the majority of characters in the comic book industry, most of them were white because white was what America was at the time, right? Obviously, due to how America used to be not very respectful of minorities, but most of these characters were white to begin with. That's why. Obviously, we're getting remakes of these stories, and America in 1970, 1980 is not the same as America today. America today is much more diverse. So when we have remakes and adaptations of these stories that were created way back when, obviously some changes are going to be needed to make it more realistic. Right? Like it doesn't make sense to keep all the characters white when New York is literally ethnically diverse today. Like, y'all do realize minorities add to the realism of the story because minorities actually exist. It had a few diverse heroes, but not that much back then. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. But they don't understand that, right? They don't get that. We already have a black Spider-Man via Miles. We don't need Peter race swapped at all. We don't. And I don't want them to. I would much rather have Miles than a race swap Peter, to just be honest with you. And I do agree that, like, obviously new characters, new black characters are preferred, but y'all act like we don't already get that. We are getting new characters in the form of Luke Cage, Miles Morales. There's plenty of black characters that are being used, but I don't know, they just don't pay attention to that for some reason. These people still think it's the 60s when most of the shit from the 60s wouldn't work now. Right. They want to keep everything white.
Be living there. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, man.
Dude, the world is not. That's not how the world works anymore, bro.
But it's also getting like the reaction that I thought it would get. All right, 96% over here on the tomato meter. I knew that the critics would absolutely throw their arms around this, kiss it, hug it, tell them they love it. And then over here on the right, you see the popcorn meter. The audience is kind of like, you know, there's going to be some people that do like it, obviously, but a lot of people are saying this is trash. This number is coming down, by the way. When I saw it earlier, it was at like 78%. Now it's at 69. Expect this to get into the low 60s, and maybe even into rotten territory if people keep watching it. And listen, most people aren't going to watch this. They're going to get the wind on this show, and they're going to be like, I'm good. No reason for me to waste my time, you know, checking in for this show on Disney Plus of all things.
Have you even watched the show? Have a lot of these niggas, I guarantee you, a lot of these niggas complaining didn't even watch the show. I guarantee it. Yeah, the reception looks pretty positive to me, other than y'all niggas complaining. I'm an African-American man who loves the 90s Spider-Man as a kid. Making Dr. Connors a black woman is corny as fuck. I don't need representation, never have. I always loved the characters in the 90s animation and didn't care who was black or white. Once again, Marvel is forgetting what makes Spider-Man Spider-Man and instead went utterly woke. This just in, every single Marvel character is now trans, black, and gay. Oh my goodness. Holy fuck. Gwen, MJ gonna be black as well, and they would be as lesbian. Why didn't they just do Miles Morales? I did say that, though, to be fair. I did, because I did say that in my video. I'm like, but not for the reason they're saying it. I'm saying it in the sense that they could just give Miles all the younger stories, the younger Spider-Man stories, and just let Peter deal with the older shit. They're just mad because, well, Blackie's in the show. Just thought of this. Dr. Connors, last time I checked, is a biologist that turns into the lizard. What does gender and race swapping have to do with it? Exactly. Not that race, and that's the thing. The roles that they're race swapping, if you notice, like Gordon in the Batman 2022, and a lot of these supporting characters, they're roles that can be played by anyone, right? The race and gender isn't integral to their character. There are exceptions where, like, certain characters have to be a certain race, like Black Panther or like Miles Morales. Jaime Reyes is Blue Beetle. Like, his Mexican culture is like a big part of who he is. So changing his ethnicity wouldn't make any fucking sense. There are exceptions. But for the most part, the roles that they change don't really have significance other than representation, which is good. when they use diversity as an argument, I just ask myself, why can't they just admit they hate black people and not sugarcoat it? We do need a Miles Spider-Man show. We do. Don't act like if Miles was Spider-Man in the show that they wouldn't still shit on it. It's basically shit on everything that isn't white. Yeah, because they shit on Miles anyway. There's really no like there's really no reasoning with them, right? Because if you race swap a character, they're gonna complain about like forced diversity. You add a new black character, like they've been saying, it's gonna be forced diversity, it's woke. So they complain about race swap characters, and then when we get a new black character like Miles, it's forced diversity, it's DEI Spider-Man. So they're gonna complain regardless. Which is why I'm glad Marvel isn't fucking listening to them. It's like a damned if you do, damned if you don't. If that makes sense. I remember a Stan Lee interview about the Spider-Man mask as an accident and was glad about it because the title can apply to anyone who can relate with Peter. Any good character can wear the title. That's the thing, there's been multiple Spider-Men before Miles. But like all of a sudden when a black Spider-Man comes in, they were cool with the clones in the 90s. They were cool with Miguel O'Hara. They were cool with all these other iterations of Spider-Man. All of a sudden, the black dude comes and becomes Spider-Man. Now it's a problem. And they try to do like mental gymnastics under all these other criticisms that don't make any sense. Which is why it's so easy to debunk them. Quoting SK, did they watch it? Oh yeah, SK is a good YouTuber too. I be seeing SK in my comment section a lot. But let's get to this one. Because this review really ticked me off. It's not like, she doesn't like complain about any like minorities or anything. But like a lot of the stuff she says about the show is just like, it's just facts, it's just wrong. What if I told you this was a horrible Spider-Man cartoon? Did you read it? Bro, please, I'm not finishing that Reddit post, bro. You set me up. I'm not finishing that Reddit post. Y'all like the stream, by the way. I'm not finishing that Reddit post. I do prefer an animated Miles Morales series more than another Peter Parker Spider-Man origin series. We need more material on Miles, bro. Especially with what Miles has going on right now in the comics. Like, apparently he's fighting Black Panther right now. He became a herald of a fucking spider god. Dude. All the shit that Miles has going on right now in the comics, that could easily make like a 4-season show. Of him just getting new powers and leveling up and shit like that. You would think with the popularity of the Spider-Verse movies and the video games and stuff like that, we would get a show by now. Come on, Marvel. Do Miles justice, damn it. He got vibranium webbing. Yeah, he got a new suit. He's a herald of a Nazi. Like, Miles is doing some crazy ass shit right now. Black Panther versus, I don't even know if, yeah, I feel like Miles would win. Even though I love Black Panther. I love Black Panther, but Miles is just broken at this point. Should we do another Miles hater stream? I think I have a few videos lined up. We could do another Miles hater stream. The Miles haters, I've been seeing that. We gotta do a stream. We gotta do it. Y'all have been sending me videos. We gotta do a stream. We got to. We got to, bro. Alright. Jester Bell. Y'all ready for this? Wait, hang on. What the fuck? Oh, I don't think y'all heard that. I don't think y'all heard that shit. I don't think y'all heard that shit. She's not anti-woke. She's just really miserable, so I don't like her much. Okay, first off, she fucked up. First off, she fucked up because she's calling the show horrible before the show's even finished. At the time she's making this, at the time of this stream, we are 2 episodes into the show, and she's already saying it's horrible. So that's 1. So that's already strike 1. You already messed up. And then the other 2 strikes, you'll see when we get into it. She just says stuff that's just like blatantly wrong about the show. So let's get into it. I can't believe Shuri was on the new Spider-Man series. No, she wasn't. That was someone else. That wasn't Shuri. It was a Wakandan, but it wasn't Shuri. This girl even hated the Superman trailer. Oh, Lord. All right. Let's go.
I know.
Yeah, it's the same thing with that I did with Critical Drinker. He literally just dunked on it. First off, the season wasn't even done yet. And then he himself didn't even watch it. So.
You all, or some of you,
all right, let's go.
Get mad at me for calling everything the worst. But I have to tell you guys, if you want me to stop calling things the worst, then the industry needs to stop making things that are the literal worst. Before we get started, a short film playlist available, new short film available, and if you haven't caught my last video on Amelia Perez, you must watch that. And also, I run this channel all by myself. I do everything all by myself. So if you want to support me, check out Patreon, as the wonderful people have already done. And without further delay, let's get into this.
Also, I don't think I should have to say this. No hate towards this person. Just reacting to her opinion. And that's it. Don't harass this person. I'm not attacking her because she's a woman. I'm just disagreeing with her opinion. I shouldn't have to say that, but we're on the internet. So some people just don't have common sense. Just figured I'd say that.
Cartoon. So believe it or not, I actually fully went into this Spider-Man cartoon expecting at least something decent. Why? Well, because while the trailer looked horrible, it was getting great reviews. I think it has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes right now, and saying that this is one of the best Spider-Man cartoons, and it's actually really good. And so it set a certain expectation for me.
I wouldn't say one of the best, but it's pretty good. Like I said, if I had to rate it, I would give it like a 7, 8 out of 10. It's pretty good. It's not amazing, but it's still pretty good.
That maybe they were really trying to do damage control, and because they thought they had something good on their
hands. This nigga Bush talking about some, I would smash it, bro. Oh, hell no. No disrespect to this lady. No. No. Y'all got me fucked up. I would hit Melanie Mac before I hit whoever the fuck this lady is. No disrespect. Not my type physically. Not my type. Bush, you tweaking. You tweaking, bro. Let me react to this damn video. Y'all stop saying wild shit.
And so I went in with an open mind and was like, hey, let's check it out. Let's see if this Spider-Man cartoon has defied expectations and isn't terrible.
Y'all fucking
and
insane.
Then what I got when I watched it was something as bad as I thought it was going to be. I was expecting an awful Spider-Man cartoon, and I got that. And I'm seeing...
Okay, so you already went in expecting it to be bad. That's strike 2. So, let's recap. Made a review without the show finishing, 2 episodes in, and you already went in expecting it to be bad. Let's continue.
Some praise for it online, and when you're just looking at reactions from online, you can never tell if it's astroturfed or sock accounts or bots or promoted by bots and whatnot. You can't tell. But what I will say is, if you did enjoy this Spider-Man cartoon, I think that this review will ruin it for you, because as with a lot of things, the flaws in this show are very easy to point out. Now, the cartoon is called Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, and it dares to ask the question, right? It dares to ask the question, what if Peter Parker barely had any flaws and barely had any problems, and when he went to school, he lived a completely normal life?
He literally does have flaws, though. Wait. No, he literally does have flaws though. Like he's still very much socially awkward. If you watch the show, as a character flaw, he's still socially awkward, socially inept. He's got time management issues. He's still trying to balance between Big Spider-Man and Big Peter. He's always late, trying to catch the bus. Like, a lot of the character flaws that Spider-Man usually has, they're still there. He literally does have flaws. And even when he's operating as Spider-Man, like, you see that when he's an amateur, like, when he's fighting these villains, he's, like, making mistakes. He's super uncoordinated. Like, when he's fighting the fire guy in the building, you see him, like, constantly slipping and stuff like that. Like, he almost he tripped on, like, a wood plank and stuff like that. So his reflexes aren't as refined as we usually see him. So he's inexperienced, time management, socially inept. The flaws are still there. Like, they're obviously there if you've seen the show. So that's just wrong. That's just blatantly wrong.
As a superhero and problems, and when he went to school, he lived a completely normal life as a superhero.
Yeah, and even in episode 2, his inexperience is what led to Norman figuring out he was Spider-Man. Because when he just took his mask, he just put on his suit without looking around to check to see if there's cameras, right? He's inexperienced. He's an amateur, right? So he has character flaws. His inexperience shows throughout the show. So he does have character flaws.
Hero and was a completely good person from the start. And when he went to school, he made friends immediately. He never had any trouble making friends, and he gets an internship with people who overall like him at the internship. And his
Why is that bad? Has Peter like never had friends before? What? Is Peter not allowed to have friends? Why is this bad?
overall a liked, popular guy and has a great future ahead of him. That made friends immediately. He never had any trouble making friends, and he gets an internship with people who overall like him at the internship, and is overall a liked, popular guy, and
I wouldn't say popular. He has friends. Like, wait, is she gonna explain why this is a bad thing?
has a great future ahead of him. That is your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And if you think that that sounds like a show that completely doesn't get what Peter Parker is, then you're right. In fact, that is why I have to assess this, and with all the other stuff I'm going to go through.
He's a nerd. He's late to pretty much everywhere he goes because he's operating as Spider-Man, figuring out his powers, crush on girls. This very much still sounds like Peter Parker to me. I don't know what show you were watching, Jester Bell. I don't know what show you were watching, but it still seems like Peter Parker is still there.
Please listen to this.
But we'll let her finish. We'll let her
review
continue.
Why I think that this is the worst Spider-Man cartoon I've ever seen, in addition to everything else that I'm going to go through, because of how much it fundamentally misunderstands Peter Parker and how it turns him into such a much worse character. So once again, I tried to go in with positive expectations. Immediately, the thing that took me out of the show when I watched it was the animation. The animation is just as bad as it looks in the trailers. The problem is that they've got like this retro 60s Steve Ditko designs for each character.
Honestly, the animation is not as bad as people make it out to be. I watched the show. Obviously, from the trailer was just weird. The animation is not even bad, like, at all. Now, if she personally doesn't like it, that's fine. That's your opinion. But the animation was fine for me personally. I mean, I didn't even really know people had a problem with it. I saw it, I'm like, this looks adorable. It looks fine.
Peter?
Like, it's kind of similar to Spider-Verse with like the 2D, 3D type of thing that they were going for and the comic stuff.
Why me?
New York has become a very dangerous place.
Yeah, the animation, I thought it was fine. Like, it was supposed to be 2D, but because of the budget, it isn't. Like it's not like fantastic animation, but it looks average. I don't know. I didn't even know people were hating on the animation personally. I thought it was alright, but I guess if she doesn't like it personally, then that's whatever. We can get past that.
But they've grafted them onto 3D models, and it looks really awkward throughout the entire show, and it really takes me out of it throughout the entire thing. The frame rate is a little bit shoddy and all of that, but it's just like the designs do not fit with the characters, and the CG is really awful. And it really made me have to watch the show like in spite of the CG and the animation rather than because
you don't like the animation either, but it's whatever. That's okay. That type of stuff is subjective. I'm more so criticizing what she's saying about the writing, which we're about to get to.
Because of it, because I mean, sometimes when you have a show that is badly written, then the animation will carry it and distract you, but that was not the case with this show. So I really just tried to watch it for the story, and initially, like, I wasn't despising it, but then I realized something, that nothing is happening in this show, especially the first episode doesn't really have a plot at all. We see Peter Parker being taken to school, and then there's an attack by a mystical monster.
It's Jester Bell. It's the first episode. They're introducing the characters and world building. Did you just expect shit to just go off the rails in the first episode? Like,
we see Peter Parker being taken to school, and then there's an attack by a mystical monster, and Doctor Strange intervenes, and then a spider comes through, and that's now a mystical spider, and bites him. But then the credits roll, and it's like this really cringy rap version of the original 60s Spider-Man theme. And then we just cut to the present day where Peter Parker just is Spider-Man. And we don't see how he became Spider-Man or what his resolve is. He just is Spider-Man now. And so...
Not a fan of the Venom design? Was Venom in the show? I didn't see Venom. Oh, are y'all talking about that fucking symbiote? The symbiote, I think I know what you're talking about. Are you talking about the symbiote monster thing? This? I mean, well, this isn't... Well, it's an alternate universe version of Venom. And it's just... Or it could just be a symbiote covering, like, another creature. We don't know exactly what it is. It might not even be Venom. I thought it was... Like I said, I thought it was fine. I had no issue with that. It's just a symbiote creature. It's not Venom. Okay. Yeah.
We skip all of that. And the more on all of this, he just is Spider-Man now. We just cut to the present day where Peter Parker just is Spider-Man. And we don't see how he became Spider-Man or what his resolve is. He just is Spider-Man now. And so we skip all of that. And the more on that later. But anyway, the episodes are just so boring, and you just realize that nothing is happening with them. And they're so boring for a couple of reasons. First of all, there's barely any Spider-Man action at all. It just focuses on Peter Parker as Peter Parker in his personal life, which could be very entertaining because if you read the original Spider-Man comics, his personal life is so crazy that it's more entertaining than the supervillain fights. But that is the problem, and one of the fundamental problems with this show. Peter Parker is very much MCU-ified Peter Parker in this. Like, it's sort of indirectly a prequel to Spider-Man Homecoming. They've got Norman Osborn replacing Robert Downey Jr. as his mentor, but most of it is just harkening back to what was being done with those movies, and I think it carries over some of those flaws to an even greater degree. But the problem with the show is, once again, the drama of Peter Parker's personal life was constantly on display in the comics, but they remove all of that in the show. When Peter Parker goes to high school, he instantly makes a friend. One of the parts that happens in the show...
Okay. What?
Is
like,
that...
y'all, you do know they're laying the foundation, Jester. We are 2 episodes in. They're introducing everything. They're laying the foundation for these characters. Yeah, he has a friend. This is realistic. Like, I saw some criticism about Peter, like, having a friend in the form of, like, Nico, saying that, oh, he's a nerd. You know, he's not supposed to have friends because apparently nerds aren't supposed to have friends. Like, the thing that y'all don't understand is this is supposed to be a realistic, modernized version of the character. Being a nerd today is nothing like it was 20, 30 years ago. Like, niggas are not getting slammed into lockers for like an anime or like being the science nerd anymore. That time is gone. Nowadays, it's cool to be a nerd now. It's a lot easier to make friends when you're a nerd now. Peter is a nerd. So obviously he's gonna have friends who are nerds. That's natural and that's realistic. So I don't get it's normalized. So why is this a problem?
He's feeling a little jealous because a guy named Lonnie asked a girl he liked out. More on that later. He asked a girl he liked out first, but then Lonnie wants Peter Parker to be his lab. More on that later. He asked a girl he liked out first, but then Lonnie wants Peter Parker to be his lab partner, and he really genuinely likes Peter Parker.
Yeah, like she's saying it's bad for him to have friends. Like literally every other iteration of Peter didn't have friends. Like what? Yeah, and he saved her from the symbiote monster. That's right, he did save her. Isn't that like how they met?
Parker. Later on, we see Peter Parker get an internship offer from Norman. Likes Peter Parker. Later on, we see Peter he liked out. More on that later. Because a guy named Lonnie asked a girl he liked out. More on that later. He asked a girl he liked out first, but then Lonnie wants Peter Parker to be his lab partner, and he really genuinely likes Peter Parker.
Yeah, that's cool. That's realistic. That's interesting. Yeah, because apparently, the girl that Peter likes had a boyfriend. And, you know, originally, my thought process was, okay, they're going to go the route where Peter has beef with this dude, you know, just because he's her, you know, boyfriend or whatever. That trope. And they actually didn't do that. And they're like, actually, no, Peter, you're pretty smart. And, you know, I would love to work with you. I'm like, okay, this is cool. Just because he's the boyfriend of a girl that he likes, that doesn't mean he's not automatically an asshole. And that was realistic to me. I'm like, they don't have to be beefing just because he's dating the girl he likes. Maybe he just genuinely thinks he's cool. I thought that was good writing.
Later on, we see Peter Parker get an internship offer from Norman. He likes Peter Parker. Later on, we see Peter Parker get an internship offer from Norman Osborn, and he goes to Oscorp, and initially there's some mean people.
All versions of Peter had homies, exactly. Like, what is she talking about?
But then he meets his group of people who are all his friends and all encourage him and talk about...
Bush, you need to... Don't make me take away your mod chip, bro. Do not make me take away your mod chip. She looks high and tired, my kind of chick. Bush, go outside. Talk about some she look like your kind of chick. This man got a boner on for this girl, dude. I bet you watch her videos, don't you? You watch her videos, don't you? You just be whacking off to her whatever she uploads. This man is fiending. This man is thirsted.
About how great he is at learning this stuff. And it's like, this is boring. And it's from Norman Osborn.
Yeah, Peter literally dated chicks like Black Cat, Carly Cooper. Like, Peter was a nerd, but he was a little bit socially awkward, but he was still pulling.
And he goes to Oscorp, and initially there's some mean people, but then he meets his group of people who are all his friends and all encourage him and talk about how great he is at learning this stuff. And it's like, this is boring, and it's not Peter Parker. Like, it's like this is a guy.
It literally is Peter Parker, though. Everything you just said could just be debunked by watching the show.
And that's another thing when it comes to him being Spider-Man. We never see Uncle Ben get killed, and he becomes Spider-Man after Uncle Ben is killed. Like, that's the entire point of Uncle Ben dying, is that in the comics, Peter Parker is this big jerk. He's selfish, he's temperamental, his hot-headedness means it's hard for him to make friends. And he stays in that selfishness and refuses to be responsible with his powers, and that indirectly leads to him, to his uncle being killed. Like, that's the entire point of Peter Parker. But in this, he just becomes Spider-Man, and you could say that maybe they'll explore it
You're
later.
right. We've been saying that. We've been saying Uncle Ben dying how many times now? We've been saying that for like probably the last 30 years? Why do y'all want to see the same shit over and over again? Like what a lot of these Spider-Man fans, and I've talked about this. Spider-Man fans are the type of people who bitch about the comics being the exact same thing for like a whatever amount of time. And then when they make changes to it, they'll make one small change and the fans they'll just freak the fuck out and want it changed back. So now it's like we're kind of at the point where it's like, okay, do y'all want to see different stuff or do y'all will not want to see different stuff? You can't have it both ways. This is an alternate universe, right? They're allowed to change things. Not all change is bad. Even in the what is it? The Ultimate Universe right now. Is it 6160 with Jonathan Hickman, the current Ultimate Spider-Man stuff? People are praising the fuck out of that story because they made changes that were fresh and new and that are interesting. I heard a lot of good things about the current Ultimate Spider-Man run right now. Not this one. I think it was 2020. This one. Yeah, this one. They made a lot of changes to Peter in this universe. He's with MJ. He had a whole bunch of kids. He didn't even get his powers until like he was like, what, late 20s, early 30s? But that's because they changed it. They made changes that made it fresh and new. When you see Green Goblin with Harry Osborn, you're thinking, oh shit, it's Green Goblin. They finna fight again. Then it actually turns out he's a good guy. Spider-Man and Green Goblin teaming up? What the fuck? This is interesting. I want to see this shit. Seeing the same thing over and over again gets boring. Y'all need to stop complaining whenever they make changes. It's okay. Change is good. Not all change, but because you're just bitching at the idea that there's change, period. Mid-30s? All right, well, but y'all get the point of making. Getting the Spider in his 20s is crazy, yo. But the point I'm making is Ultimate Spider-Man is praised, and it's nothing like the main original adaptation of 616. Nothing like it. They made a whole bunch of changes. But it's not bad. It's fresh and new. It's an alternate universe. They're allowed to change things up. Y'all just want to see, it's the same thing with these Miles haters. Y'all want to see the same thing over and over.
Directly leads to selfish. He's temperamental.
I like Ultimate Peter more than Canon Peter. Yeah.
His hot-headedness means it's hard for him to make friends. And he stays in that selfishness and refuses to be responsible. Peter Parker is this big jerk. He's selfish. He's temperamental. His hot-headedness means it's hard for him to make friends. And he stays in that selfishness and refuses to be responsible.
Not every Peter is the exact same. Yeah. Every version of Spider-Man, Spectacular, Ultimate, 27, they all make changes in one way or another. None of them are a one-to-one adaptation of the comics. They change shit up a lot. You'd be surprised. Like y'all complaining about Liz. That guy I was reacting to was complaining about Liz being diverse in this show. You praise Spectacular Spider-Man when they literally did the exact same thing. Like race swapping, y'all do realize race swapping was a thing before Disney existed, right? Before Disney, race swapping existed before all of this. They've been race swapping. Not that that's bad, because most people don't care. Most people who aren't racist don't really care about race. They just care about the character. I'm a white boy, but I think Miles being black is what makes him so special. Yeah. Miles is one of those characters where it's just like his culture, where he comes from is extremely important to his character. We like that. Apparently a lot of people like it too, which is why we're getting a third Spider-Verse movie. Spectacular Peter wasn't a jerk yet. She's saying she didn't say anything about it.
with his powers, and that indirectly leads to him, to his uncle being killed. Like, that's the entire point of Peter Parker. But in this, he just becomes Spider-Man, and you could say that maybe they'll explore it later.
Yeah, we had a black Kingpin, we had a black Catwoman. What else did they change? I remember Penguin was black and one, Catwoman was black and one. Ra's al Ghul in the Nolan movies and Bane, both white. Even though they're more ethnically diverse originally in the comics, they both white in the Nolan trilogy. No one's complaining about that. Where is this comic book accurate energy there? The Deep in The Boys. He's black in the comics. They changed him to a white person. No one complained because the character was so good.
Because they haven't in the show, but apparently there's already a tie-in comic to this that says that Peter Parker just became Spider-Man because he's just a good person. He just always has been. And, like, none of this is Peter Parker, and none of it is getting the point.
Oh, and let's not forget Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury. Let's not forget that. And Heimdall. Let's not forget. This stuff's been happening. Y'all crying about it now, like, what's that? That's not going to change anything. A-Trade was white. Yeah, he was. That's right. That too.
His character is, and not only does it miss the point of Spider-Man, the entire reason he was successful, he's this very flawed person with this weight on his shoulders, and this just alleviates all of that, and he's just a good person with good friends and lives a mundane life as a high schooler and as a superhero, and that's it. And it's like he's not.
I don't count the Al Ghul as white. He pretty much is though. Like, is Liam Neeson not white? Or unless you're talking about the comics.
As a high schooler and as a superhero, and that's it. And mundane life as a high schooler and as a superhero, and that's it. And it's like he's not Peter Parker, he's Kamala Khan. Kamala Khan was an industry plant character from the beginning, and she's not being used much anymore.
Wait, wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what'd she just say? I don't even think I got to this part. I was watching like the first 5 minutes. Wait.
And that's it. And it's like he's not Peter Parker, he's Kamala Khan. Kamala Khan was an industry plant character from the beginning, and she's not being used much anymore.
Miss Marvel is an industry plant character? What the hell does that mean? Did she just say Miss Marvel is an industry plant character? She's like one of the few new gen superheroes that were like a major success alongside like Miles Morales and them. No, she's what? Miss Marvel was massively successful. Like, what do you mean by industry plant?
The bombing of the Marvels, but the entire problem of, and it's like he's not Peter Parker, he's Kamala Khan. Kamala Khan was an industry plant character from the beginning, and she's not being used much anymore after the bombing of the Marvels, but the entire problem of Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, and I've read her comics, is that she was like the typical teenage superhero with none of the problems or intrigue. She was just a person who wanted to be a superhero because she was a good person.
No, she did. She had like massive self-esteem issues. I think they explored like, I think she had anxiety or something. No, she definitely had flaws. I think the one crucial flaw of hers I remember was like her self-esteem issues. Like she felt like she always had to live up to the other superheroes that she looked up to. She had a lot of internal conflict from what I remember of her. What do you mean she had no flaws?
None of the problems or intrigue. She was just a person who wanted to be a superhero because she was a good person generally and because she was inspired by other heroes. And that is nothing.
Okay. Why is that a problem?
Like wrong or offensive, but it's not a very interesting character. And that's honestly what I think they kind of turned Peter Parker into in the first two Homecoming movies. Like he's the one he's the teenager who's a fanboy who wants to aspire to be like these other superheroes. He's not really.
She was supposed to be a mutant? No, wasn't she an Inhuman? Or no, she was Inhuman, wasn't she? Or am I thinking of somebody else? I remember from yeah, she was an Inhuman, right? I guess she wasn't exactly a mutant. Yeah, she's Inhuman. That's what because I remember watching I remember reading and watching her on the Avengers Assemble show. She was Inhuman. She wasn't a mutant. Maybe she's a mutant now. I don't know, but she's both now. Okay. Again, I haven't kept up with that, so I could be. Again, if I get something wrong, y'all feel free to just correct me and let me know. But I remember she was Inhuman, like when she was first like in. I just want to say that the videos you make calling out these idiots are absolutely hilarious, and I hope you never stop making videos about the Miles haters. I appreciate it, man. I thank y'all for supporting, like genuinely. She is an Inhuman. Okay, all right.
Peter Parker, he's Kamala Khan. And that's what I feel like in this show. But so Peter Parker, like, he barely has any flaws in the show once again.
And then resurrected as a mutant. Okay. Thank y'all. All right, cool.
And he's kind of insecure and immature, but everyone's so Kamala Khan. And that's what I feel like in this show. But so Peter Parker, like, he barely has any flaws in the show. Once again, he's kind of insecure and immature, but everyone's...
Those are two character flaws that you just said. Okay, so you just said he doesn't have character flaws, and then you say he's insecure and immature. That's two character flaws that you just said. So you just contradicted yourself. Listen, this is why you don't call an entire show terrible 2 episodes in. Just say.
Barely has any flaws in the show. Once again, he's kind of insecure and immature, but everyone supports him, and it doesn't seem to really be a problem for him. Like, at one point, he captures someone who stole some money from a pizza place, and then the person breaks down crying that they only did it because they were poor, and it was a moment of weakness, and they're sorry. And Peter Parker asked the guy from the pizza place to let her go, give her a chance. And you would think, like, you have no idea who this person is. This could be a person who's just putting on crocodile tears to get off the hook. For all you know, this person was stealing the money to go get drugs or something. And, like, you can do the story about the hero trying to be compassionate.
Okay. He let her go because it was, in his mind, it was the right thing to do. Like, why is it a problem that Spider-Man is being compassionate towards criminals is a problem? Is that not the core of his character? Is that he's compassionate? Like, Spider-Man spares criminals daily. What? Yeah, like, that's his whole thing, that he sees, even though they fuck up, like, he sees the best in people. That's literally that's his whole thing. What? Like, Spider-Man being compassionate is literally a core part of his character. Listen, Jester, you're constantly saying how the show doesn't understand Spider-Man, it doesn't understand Peter Parker. If you're complaining that Spider-Man let a money thief go and was compassionate towards him, you probably don't understand Spider-Man. I'm just letting you know. You probably don't get Spider-Man.
About
just an observation.
The person who made a mistake, but this was not the time for it. I had a big problem.
That's literally his whole thing.
With that scene, because it's played as if Peter Parker was right to do that, and he was ultimately right in the end at this person giving the sob story after they got caught. And I'm like, what you could have done is for the first episode give him an actual arc. Like, maybe he does try to give the person compassion, and then he finds out that they're doing the same thing again, or that they were just faking the tears and all of that stuff. And it could give him the lesson that sometimes people will take advantage of sympathy and compassion, and that would give him something to grow from. But he doesn't have that in the show. It's just portrayed as Peter Parker was right. And, like, the biggest flaw he could possibly have in the show...
They could be doing that later on. Maybe this just wasn't one of those situations. Maybe she just genuinely just wanted some money and that was it. nonetheless, like he shows compassion regardless. So this isn't, even if they did do that, it wouldn't really make a difference.
Portrayed as Peter Parker was
the
right.
The point is that either way he shows compassion because that's who Peter Parker is.
And like the biggest flaw he could possibly have in this show is that he does start to have the little problem with balancing out his life by the end, but that's not a personal flaw. He's just trying.
That is a personal flaw though. So you just named, you keep saying he doesn't have flaws. He doesn't have flaws. You just named 3 flaws that he has. That I said at the beginning: time management, insecurity, immaturity. All 3 of those are flaws.
Trying to, or he could possibly have in the show is that he does start to have the little problem with balancing out his life by the end, but that's not a personal flaw. He's just trying to do his best
That
here.
is a flaw,
like
though.
he
What the
barely
fuck?
has any personal flaws in this show. It's just always mangled so that most people like him, except for maybe one jerk in the entire show.
You just named 3. Jester Bell, you just named 3 flaws that he had. Are you hearing yourself talk right now?
And he's just a good guy generally. He's never had to learn anything. He's never had that big weight of responsibility. And if that will happen in the show, it hasn't happened so far, and it hasn't happened in the tie-in comics. Peter Parker is practically a Gary Stu in this show, and I can't believe I'm saying that.
No, please don't go. No. Did you watch the show? To quote SK, like seriously, to quote SK, did you watch the show? Like you didn't see him like fumbling the bag, talking to Liz, fumbling the bag when he was Spider-Man? Like he fumbles the bag like multiple times. He's a Gary Stu?
Parker is practically
How?
a Gary Stu in this show, and I can't believe I'm saying that. Like how hard is it to give Peter Parker Spider-Man flaws and real?
You just named 4 fucking flaws that he had. No fucking way this is real. No fucking way. Listen, this is bro.
Problems and all of that. But I want to talk about something else though in this show. It's the infantilization of Peter Parker, and I'm not sure.
All right, good night, Robson. Appreciate you stopping by.
If this is entirely Disney's fault, but it does come with the Disney-fied Spider-Man. Now, to give you a little history, when Disney bought the rights for Spider-Man, not only did Sony retain a part of Spider-Man's cast and certain names like Spider-Sense and stuff like that, they retained a part of Peter Parker's character. So that is part of the reason when it comes to the Homecoming and Far From Home movies, why Peter Parker is being portrayed in this way. Why he's being portrayed as not having the weight of the problems that he used to have.
Gary Stu, the guy who had his crush taken away from him, who looked bad in front of his class. Well, I wouldn't say taken. She was just already dating someone who looked bad in front of his classmates, and on top of that, they discovered his secret identity. Really, yeah, well, Norman did, but I see the point that you're making.
Well, he's not even...
Please letting us stop watching. No, we're finishing it. Nope. We're finishing it. We're finishing it.
Portrayed as having the maturity of most versions of the Peter Parker that he used to have. Why he's being portrayed as not having the weight of the problems that he used to have. Well, he's not even portrayed as having the maturity of most versions of the Peter Parker. That's why Tom Holland's Spider-Man is actually my least favorite version of the character. Not because of his performance.
He's a teenager. Peter's more mature in his adult stories, yes. Peter in this is a teenager. He's not going to be making the most mature decisions all the time.
because of what they do with him. There's a reason why they call this the Spider Boy. He's much more immature than regular Spider-Man depictions, and he's giving safety nets around him at all times, and so that also makes it so he's a less mature character and a less dynamic character, and a character with a lot less depth. He's very much like a typical imagining. Once again, the Kamala Khan comparison would be of a hero, and honestly, those movies as well as this, it reminds me kind of like the Disney Channel shows where it's portraying teenage actors portraying teenage characters, but even though these characters are supposed to be teenagers, they act like they're the age of the actual audience of the show, which is younger kids. That's kind of...
What? What are you talking about?
How Tom Holland's Spider-Man reminds me of, and that's what this show is like to a T. And for example,
everybody in the chat is spamming he's a child. He's like literally no fucking shit. He's young. He's immature. He's a teenager. No shit. Like, is she like she cannot be just this fucking stupid.
Know that this is happening partially because Disney doesn't have full rights to Spider-Man, but they take something like they can't use the word spider sense and call it the Peter Tingle, right?
That you could sense that with your Peter Tingle.
Please do not start calling it my Peter Tingle.
And it's just such an infantilizing, embarrassing thing, and it's played up that way, but it's like that's what they decided to do with this version of Peter Parker that they have to deal with, and that's what they do in this show.
Why is that bad?
One of his few thing, and it's played up that way, but it's like that's what they decided to do with this version.
You're lucky they even fucking, because I don't even think they even directly talk about the spider sense in the Raimi movies or like the Taza movies. They obviously they show the fact that he has it, but they never even really talk about it or to mention it. Here it's just like, at least, you know, they talk about it in some way. It's funny. I guess, yeah, it's just a joke. Like, y'all taking it way too deep for what it is. Like, it's mentioned as comedy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like, I don't know. Do people genuinely have a problem with the Peter Tingle stuff? My thing is that at least they even mention it. At least they even talk about it.
Of Peter Parker that they have to deal with, and that's what they do.
Yeah, like the past move, they don't even reference it. They don't even talk about that he has it
in this show. Like, one of his few problems, if you can call it that, in this show is that Peter Parker has a crush on this girl, but he's worried that she won't see him as mature enough. Why? Well, they explain the backstory of when Peter was 11 years old, 11 and a half. His aunt and uncle were still sending babysitters for him. And so they sent this 14-year-old girl who lived in their complex, who he now has a crush on, to babysit him. And he still wants her to be his girlfriend, but...
Wow, so they give you a flaw and they give you an internal conflict that he's struggling with. Or they give you a flaw and they give you an internal conflict that he's struggling with. And they give you an explanation and the backstory for why that conflict exists. That's standard writing. That's fine.
They're only 3 years apart, but there's that dynamic in the background. And it's like that entire dynamic, the setup for it, he wants her to think he's mature, even though she was originally his babysitter. And that entire thing is just such...
Bush's character development. What is this nigga saying? Okay, I take it back. I don't want to smash her. She's too stupid. Yeah, Liz was his babysitter in the show. She's like 3 years older than him. That was this whole like thing is like he wants to, I guess, prove himself to her to prove that he's as mature as her. You know, that's an internal conflict. Obviously, me as somebody who likes older women, I can kind of relate to that.
Such an infantilizing concept.
But you know, for me, it's just more so. I have a girlfriend now, but back when I was talking to older women, it was more so just fake it till you make it. You know what I'm saying?
based on the idea that his parents didn't trust him to be alone by himself, even when he was 11 and a half and had to have a 14-year-old girl babysit him that he still wants to be with now. And like that alone is an infantilizing concept. And it's like, once again, going back to making him a Gary Stu, this girl likes him.
No, that's literally a flaw in a conflict. How is that a Gary Stu?
As a friend, like she still likes to be with now. And like that alone
that's literally an internal struggle.
Is an infantilizing concept. And it's like, once again, going back to making him a Gary Stu, this girl likes him as a friend. Like she still likes him, it just might not be like that. So it's not even really a big conflict, and it's just one that makes him look super immature. Like the character of Peter Parker in this show reminds me of Wim from Skeleton Crew. And I know that most people haven't watched that, but
what'd you just say?
Friend, like,
wait, what'd you just say?
she still likes him, it just might not be like that. So it's not even really a big conflict, and it's just one that makes him look super immature. Like the character,
which is a character flaw. Immaturity is a character flaw that you just said he didn't have. Congratulations, you played yourself.
Of Peter Parker in this show reminds me of Wim from Skeleton Crew. And I know that most people haven't watched that, but it's like this 11-year-old boy who's just eager to please, but that's not Peter Parker, and that's not a very interesting character to follow. Once again, it's like, and they completely, once again, remove the backstory of Uncle Ben, which is the entire point of the character. And if you go back to that original story, Amazing Fantasy 15, remember Stan Lee wrote that thinking that this would be the only chance he would ever get to write Spider-Man, the Spider-Man concept, because Marvel had rejected it. And it's all there. Peter Parker, once again, this jerk.
She doesn't understand words. She's complaining that he's immature when he's a kid. Like, she just doesn't. the brain cells it's just not there. Y'all drop a like on the stream, by the way. I see 80 people in here. I think I saw 100 people in here at one point. Y'all drop a like. Drop a like and help you play out. Get my stream in the algorithm. If y'all want me to do more streams, help me put my stream in the algorithm. Drop a like, bro. Help the homie out.
Has all this power.
Bro, Skeleton Crew fucking slapped. I don't watch Star Wars anymore. So I don't know what that. If that's great, but you know, I don't really watch Star Wars anymore.
He wants to still be a jerk, and then that kills one of the only people that he really loved and who really loved him in life. Like, that's the entire point of Peter Parker, it was a cautionary tale and portraying a superhero teenager with real heavy flaws and things to overcome, and that's why he's connected with people for so many years. So why would you...
Which he has in this show. You literally say this multiple times throughout your review.
Want to make a cartoon
Review,
where
quote,
all
unquote.
of those flaws are stripped away, and Peter, it doesn't really have much character. He's just a Gary Stu. He's an 11-year-old Gary Stu, which is how he acts in this show, and that's why I think that this is the worst Spider-Man cartoon, because it completely fundamentally misunderstands the character of Peter Parker. It takes away all the things that made him Spider-Man, and we just got this more like a male version of Kamala Khan running around. It doesn't have much of a plot. There's no plot to the first episode. The second one starts going somewhere by the end, but overall, it took me a while.
Well, that's also kind of one of the reasons why Kamala Khan was popular. Like, a lot of her fan base said, like, hey, it kind of reminded people of like a female like Peter Parker. And that was a good thing. Like, she very much had nerd qualities and stuff like that. Like, cracking jokes and stuff like that. That was one of the reasons why people liked her, because she was like a female-esque Peter Parker, quote unquote. That was like her whole appeal. Obviously, there's similarities. I don't know what she's saying. I don't know what she's saying here.
These 2 episodes, because nothing was happening. He doesn't even fight a supervillain until the end of the second episode, and then it's just a guy who is so lame and incompetent. It's not really much of a fight. So that is why this Spider-Man cartoon is just so awful. And there's this weird thing where, like, the actor the other day was saying that he was worried it was going to be woke and that it was not woke, and that got people mad on Twitter. And I was wondering if they said it because, like, when it comes to the anti-woke who was really mad about the show, like they're trying to get anti-woke people to watch it or something. But
that's exactly why he said it. It's just he was trying to get people on the anti-woke side to watch the show. It was just bad PR. I don't really like the context. He didn't mean anything behind that. It was still stupid of him to say that. Obviously, he shouldn't be using words like that without knowing what they mean, but he obviously said that to try and get niggas on that side to watch it.
like, if you're really anti-woke, like, this show has so many race bends and diversity mandates on it, and even some political messaging.
Diversity mandates? Have you been to New York, ma'am? New York is one of the most diverse places ever. This is literally just mirroring how New York looks in real life. I don't get how that's a mandate, but oh, camera fucked. Hang on. Fucking fucked with my camera. Woo! Heck. All right. I think that's good. Let's see this. All right, that works. Fucked up moment, but
I'm like, I don't think that the anti-woke is a crowd in it, and even some political messaging. I'm like, I don't think that the anti-woke is a crowd is gonna watch this show and think that it's anything other than woke. So I don't know what they were doing there. Maybe they thought they really had something on their hands here, but no, this ain't it, Chief. This is like, I haven't watched every Spider-Man cartoon. I've watched most of them. I think the best one ever made was the Spectacular Spider-Man, and that really gets Spider-Man's character. But this is,
dude, everything you're complaining about in this show, they literally do a lot of the same shit. It's Spectacular. Spectacular has a lot of the same elements and changes that you're complaining about in this show. Yo, that's insane. That's wild.
This is the worst Spider-Man cartoon I've ever seen. Boring, it was kind of cringe at times, and it just fundamentally misunderstood.
So pointing out social injustice such as racial profiling on Lonnie isn't the definition of woke? Wait, hang on. Let me see. So pointing out social injustice such as racial profiling isn't the definition. Yeah, it's being aware of social injustices and stuff like that. It's not negative. That's what I'm saying. It's not negative. It's literally positive that they're showcasing light on these issues.
Understand Spider-Man, and I don't know if I'm going to continue to watch it.
Now,
but
again, it depends on what version of woke you're talking about.
Yeah, if you thought this was going to be bad, it's what you think it is. But I'm just so tired of infantilized Peter Parker, and I miss the original character. And if this is what Disney is forced to make with their deal with Sony, then it just can't work out, because we would never get Peter Parker Spider-Man as he's actually supposed to be. That's all I got for you guys today. Once again, I do this all by myself. Please consider becoming a patron, as these people...
Yeah, this review was awful. This might be an upload. I might turn this into, this review was awful. Like, literally all of the shit she said is literally just debunked by just in the show. Everything she said, all the flaws and stuff, she says he doesn't have flaws, but then goes on to list all the flaws that they show in the show. Like, dude, are you for real, right? This review is terrible. Nothing personal towards this person. This was not it, Chief. And next time, wait until the full show is done before you make a review. Making a full review saying the cartoon is terrible 2 episodes in is dumb as fuck. Like, when I make a review of the show, I'm gonna do it when the show is finished. Not to mention everything you're complaining about most likely could be solved later. Like you were saying, they don't show how he becomes Spider-Man. There was a 6-month time skip. They might go back to that later in the season if you give it time. It's just like, a lot of the stuff she was just complaining about just didn't make any sense. What's good, Daffy? What's up, Daffy? Oh shit! Stop commenting that shit on my videos. What? What are you talking about? Dappy's here, bro. I'm gonna give y'all a quick shout out, bro. This man makes the most fire anime content. If any of y'all niggas fuck with anime, he's at 12,000 subs, bro. I need to get to 10K. I need to catch up with y'all niggas. If I was as consistent, if I was mad consistent, I probably would have been at 10K by now. Like, dude, I got 30,000 views on my first vid back. Like, if I was constantly dropping heat, I would have been at 10K by now. I need to catch up with y'all, bro. I'm going to hit 10K with you, homie. But y'all go check out this man's channel. Insane anime content. Hey, everyone. Sorry I came here late. Oh, you already missed it. We finna... Is there anything else y'all want me to look at? Because I think we pretty much wrapped it up with the bad Spider-Man takes, but I really needed to react to Jester's because that shit was odd. That shit was just terrible. Is there anything y'all want me to look at? She made a video on the Fantastic Four teaser. Oh, hell. What did she say? What did she say? What did she say? Fantastic Four First Steps trailer concerns me. Y'all want me to watch more of this lady? Y'all want me to watch more of this chick? Bush, I'm not watching the Reddit. I'm not looking at the Reddit post, bro. Forget about it. Just let that shit go. Fantastic Four First Steps trailer concerns me. Y'all want me to react? Y'all want me to see more of this? Please watch the video before judging as I talk about the things that are good as well. I just still think there's a reason for concern as I have high expectations for these characters to finally be done. I'm good, bro. I'm straight. I'm straight. I'm straight. I'm straight. Thorius Unlimited? Oh, did he make a bad review? Oh, I think I saw a little bit of this. Oh, shit. I already know what time it is. I'm just looking. I'm looking. I already know what time it is, bro. Look at him. I'm not going to imply nothing. I ain't trying to imply nothing. Not implying anything. Just, yeah. Not surprised that he might have a problem with it. We'll take a look at a little bit of it. We'll look at a little bit. I'm not, because this is 19 minutes. I'm not watching this whole thing. All right, Street Dragon. See you later.
Okay. So, Marvel animation sucks. Yeah, I know. Not exactly breaking new ground on that one. A few exceptions to the rule notwithstanding, animation seems to be one particular genre in which Marvel has never quite been able...
Can you watch The Birdman? You will love his content. I watch The Birdman. I watch him. I know who he is.
Able to pull their heads out of their butts. I'm still salty about them axing Wolverine and the X-Men after one season, and for canceling Spectacular Spider-Man and Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, only to replace them with stuff I'd be embarrassed to have playing in the background while I was sitting on the toilet. Sure, they won over some skeptics with X-Men 97, which I was very hot and cold on, but plenty of other fans liked, and
I want to love it, but they're a big... Wait, what?
regardless of how that show turned out, at least you could tell there was effort involved. So you figure, maybe this was a sign that Marvel was at least heading in the right direction with their animated content. Then this happened. The trailer was so bad I almost thought Marvel had intentionally crapped out something with AI to play an elaborate prank on all of us. I mean, this couldn't possibly be the real show, could it? Any self-respecting
animation is not that bad. This is the average. AI? That's the route we going down now?
Entertainment studio as big as Marvel would be too embarrassed to even release something like this. And wow, did I give them too much credit. No matter how bad you may think your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is, trust me, it's worse. My expectations for this thing were pretty much non-existent by the time the first 2 episodes dropped, but even in this current year malaise of Marvel mediocrity, I didn't see this one coming. Virtually every aspect of this show makes me think it was made by a bunch of—
Hang on. I gotta get ready. Because he about to say some dumb shit. Alright, we're good. He about to say some dumb shit. Y'all like the stream. I know I keep saying that, but I gotta keep reminding y'all to drop a like. Drop a like. Whew, boy, I'm suffering for y'all's enjoyment, man. I'm suffering for y'all's entertainment.
Of shameless one coming. Virtually every aspect of this show makes me think it was made by a bunch of shameless idiots and ideologues who have little to no knowledge of Spider-Man, have no idea how to write a good, compelling, or even competent story, were just taking an I need to make rent this month gig, and have only ever read comic books begrudgingly. And you can tell, because everywhere you turn, you see things that are painfully awkward, nonsensical, just plain wrong, or were probably done with the intent to piss people off. And you know they must be in trouble when even the show's lead actor is calling attention to this stuff. Reference an interview with Collider where Hudson Thames, who voices Peter Parker, does damage control, aka hype, for the show. My biggest fear was it was going to be annoying and woke. And you can stop reading right there because that tells you everything you need to know. He calls attention to all the stuff any viewer who isn't in Disney Marvel's pocket—
Okay, so this is just, I just want to get to when he talks about the show.
The show was originally gonna follow MCU Peter Parker in his earliest days of
Because the thing is, he's not really saying anything about the show. He's just going, when does he start talking about the show?
The show is playing the multiverse card, I'm assuming, and follows a different Peter Parker, picking up right before what used to be the events of Civil War, but then branches off in a much stupider direction. And not just with the story, by the way. I mean, with everything. Nearly every decision that was made here, be it creative or in terms of production, feels wrong to me. And it's just the tip of the iceberg, but holy moly, the aesthetics of this show are complete garbage. I don't know what your typical animated series costs these days, but this one definitely looks like it was made on the cheap. The animation is not good. It seems to be some awkward combination of old school inspired designs crossed with stuff done on computers. And by computers, I mean, it looks like they took unused stock footage from Archer, covered it with really terrible PS2 level CG, and then hit export before it finished rendering. There's nothing impressive about the visuals at all. Quite the opposite. The coloring is—
so he's on about the animation. I've already said my opinion on that. The animation is not as bad as people make it out to be. It's just fine. It's not amazing. It's not terrible. It's just fine.
It's basic and bland.
I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about, to be honest with you.
Characters move really stiffly, and the faces have all the expressiveness of a Ruby Rose acting showcase. Also, the production seems to have cut corners. There's one scene where Peter's doing an internship at Oscorp. His asshole boss tells the interns to solve the equation on the whiteboard, and the whiteboard is completely blank. Awesome attention to detail, guys.
Nailed it.
Then we've—
Is that accurate?
Whiteboard is completely blank. Awesome attention tells the interns to solve the equation on the whiteboard, and the whiteboard is completely blank. Awesome attention to detail, guys.
Maybe he just didn't write the equation yet? I don't know. I feel like that could just easily be explained by saying that. I can't even fact check that. Can somebody fact check that? Is that true? But maybe he just didn't write the equation yet? This is really just a whole bunch of nothing.
Nailed it.
Then we've got the art style, which is easily one of the—
Okay. When does he start talking about the show? Because he's just odd about the visuals.
Sufferable, cringy as fuck rap track because, you know, modern audiences like rap, and it's so fucking bad, it made me think the creators of the show must have lost a bet or something.
A-N-E-R-D. The people in my city, they call me Spidey.
I don't want to. It looks fine to me, but like, this is more so like a rant than an actual like review.
also seem to have some really predictable ideas about masculinity, femininity, body types, gender, things like that. Stop me if any of this sounds familiar. Our hero and main character, Peter Parker, looks to be about 5'0" The girl he's crushing on has bigger muscles and is about 6 inches taller than him. Harry Osborn, I swear to God, looks like a trans woman, and outside of
Oh my God. Again with this hairy trans stuff. There's no... Dude, I think I already talked about this in my video, but there is literally nothing remotely trans about the way Harry looks. Nothing. Like, again, waves in a man bun. I wear a man. This is literally a hairstyle that men wear. Men also have earrings. Like, do men not wear earrings? Like, how is this feminizing him? That's pretty funny. Is that James? Oh my God. They fucking they shaded James Frank. That's insane. That's pretty funny. Okay. Can you back it up with a source?
Peter and Aunt May, just about any white character who could trans woman, and outside of Peter and Aunt May, just about any white character who could be race bent or gender swapped or both has been. But don't worry, there are some traditionally masculine looking male characters in there, the most prominent one being the dude Peter gets cucked by, which is probably the only reason why
It's not a cuck if they were already in a relationship before Peter even came. What? Do you know what cucked means, my nigga? Why do y'all keep just throwing that word around? They're dating. He's not with him. That's it. It's not a cuck. It's not a cuck. What?
that was done. At least they did us the courtesy.
I like this dude because he looks like a cuck. To be honest with you, he looks. Yeah, he definitely seemed like the dude that just be projecting. This man is projecting. Like the majority of Spider-Man fans talk about some Peter getting cucked. Yeah, you seem like the type that would say something like that.
Of not naming him Paul.
I mean, that's all I could say because he's not really saying anything of substance that's like really worth responding to.
Yes, Peter Parker is a science nerd, kind of a social outcast, was bullied in school. So on paper, none of this should be too out of the ordinary, but they lean.
Yeah, because it's literally not. None of what you're saying, nerd, social outcast, that's Peter. Like.
In school. So on paper, none of this should be too out of the ordinary, but they lean really hard into certain aspects of it to the point where it seems designed not to make us relate to Peter or sympathize with Peter, but to laugh at him. He finds out that the girl...
Let him finish. Let him finish. Let him finish.
He's been nuts about for years with Peter.
Let him finish.
But to laugh at him. He finds out that the girl he's been nuts about for years has a boyfriend. He's crushed by this. Then he meets the boyfriend. And in the very next scene, he's talking about what an awesome, cool, amazing person this guy is. Wow, he's actually really cool. He's smart. He's funny. He's super nice. We listen to the same bands. I totally see why my crush would want to go out with him. Maybe if I...
Yeah. It's called being supportive. It's actually realistic. It's almost like just because he's not with him and he's with someone else, that doesn't mean that guy's automatically an asshole. Maybe once you get to know somebody, you find out they have more in common with you than you think. As somebody who goes outside, I can very much say this happens 90% of the time. You think someone's an asshole at first, then you get to know them. Hey, we listen to this. Oh, cool. We can be cool. This makes sense. I don't...
I play my cards right, they'll let
Like, do y'all just want them to beef just because he's dating his crush? That's not how the world works, bro.
me watch while they make
All that cringe love triangle shit, that's like so 2000s. Let's change things up. This is fine.
out. Peter, bro, he's dating the girl you like. You don't have to transform completely into a human doormat. Yeah, he seems to be a good
He's just human.
guy, and that's cool, that's fine. But it's okay to dislike him a little bit, even if it's just...
Why does he have to dislike him? What? Why does he have to dislike him? That's what I don't get that. Lonnie literally, oh, that's another thing. Lonnie's tombstone in the comics. I didn't even fucking know that shit. But Lonnie literally complimented him on how smart he was. He's like, hey, my girl told me about you. You know, I'm somebody who's smart. You know, you may not think so. A lot of people don't think so because I'm an athlete, but I'm actually a little nerd deep down. You know, so we can relate. We cool. Why does he have to why do they have to be enemies? Come on, High C, you know this dude hasn't seen the outside in forever. Don't make him jealous.
Being annoyed that he doesn't have anything to dislike about him. You can take a minute to...
Like, Peter literally has no reason to dislike him. None.
Stew on this. We were all teenagers once, trust me. We get it. So yeah, that's the mindset of the writers apparently. They're playing up the pathetic, awkward nerd stuff, I guess for comedic effect, which falls completely flat, but it doesn't make sense for a guy who, one, we're supposed to root for, and two, has the proportionate strength and agility of a spider, not to mention that handy early warning spidey sense, or Peter Tingle as the movies are calling it now, and yet he's constantly bumping into things he shouldn't bump into, getting surprised by things he shouldn't be surprised by, not noticing things he should see coming a mile away.
He's inexperienced. He just started being Spider-Man. How many times do we have to explain this? He just started being Spider-Man like 5-6 months ago.
Also doing really...
He's still new to this. He's going to be uncoordinated at times.
Things that a guy who, by the way, is supposed to be a genius really should know better than to do. So I'm not sure if the writers did this to Peter because humiliating classic male characters is the agenda in Hollywood right now, or if the writers are just really, really dumb. Sadly, it's most likely both. And the agenda-driven stuff really stands out here. Clearly, when Hudson Thames said the show wasn't woke, that was a f***ing lie. Hell, this might be the most woke project Marvel Studios has produced. You can practically see the writers bending over backwards to check every box they could think of with this show. Racist white people, cucked main male character, effeminate men, one-dimensional asshole men, perfect women, black characters being the bestest ever, more representation, male characters.
Oh, no, this man got a list. Oh, no, this man got a list. Oh, you know he's staying the bait. Wait.
Men, perfect women, black characters being the bestest ever.
Dude, you mad that black characters are portrayed in a positive light? You mad that the brothers we being portrayed in a positive light? And then the way you said it, bestest ever. Oh my God, this dude's so bigoted. And I generally hate like using that word because those words tend to get thrown around, but it's just obvious here, man.
Male characters getting gender swapped, white characters getting race bent. Toss in a few other things that tend to go hand in hand with these types.
Racist white people, cucked main male. Y'all got a list of this shit. Y'all got a checkbox of this shit. Effeminate men, one-dimensional asshole men, perfect women, black characters best as ever, forced representation, gender swapping, race bending. Oh, fuck me, dude. I'm sorry. I'm sorry your family failed you, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry your parents failed you.
Types of projects, and you should start getting a pretty good picture. And in case any...
What? Black people don't just deal drugs and they don't just rap? They're actually people? Oh, no way.
Anybody wants to clip this part and post it somewhere out of context.
No, man, it must be an agenda. It must be.
make me look bad. I'm not listing those things to criticize. I'm not saying that representation itself is a bad thing or anything like that. I'm just pointing out that all this stuff is in the show to illustrate to you how the creators came into this project with an agenda. And when in the last few years have you seen a TV show with a similar agenda which followed this particular roadmap and was actually good? Think about that for a minute. And that's just the start of it. You may have noticed that this review is a little bit different from my normal ones because I haven't gone over the plot yet. That's because there isn't one. I criticized shows like Agatha All Along and Ms. Marvel for wasting a lot of time, but I had no idea. This entire show is filler. Listen to this. These are the notes I took while watching the first episode. Peter is late to school. White people are racist. And that's it. That's all I wrote down. He does a little crime fighting around the neighborhood.
What?
Small...
Bro, what?
White people are racist.
Where did you get that from? What? Most of the white people in the school were fine. What? There was a scene with who are racist towards black. Obviously, if you've seen recent events, that's something that's realistic that happens in New York. Like y'all just cover your ears and be like la 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 whenever y'all see an inch of racism on the screen. Like, dude, this is an issue. This is something that happens in the real world. I don't remember it. No, he's talking about, there's a scene where Lonnie is walking home and there's a cop that's kind of trailing them. That's like the whole, he looked suspicious type of thing, basically. That's a very real thing that happens. People get profiled. That's something that happens. Now, they don't go too heavy on it. It's just more so an implication where it's like, okay, why are you following me? Why are you looking at me like that? That's something that happens especially in New York. Like, if this triggers you that much, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Like, bro, lag? What do you mean lag? I hate being white sometimes all day. Bro, don't hate being, don't hate, this isn't you. Most of the white people that I'm friends with in real life, they don't act like this. Don't be mad. Don't be a self-hate. This is not your fault. Being white has nothing to do with it. It's being racist that has to do with it. Okay? He does not represent you. He does not represent all white people. Okay? Most white people I know in real life are chill. Like, this bottle is fucking empty. I'm drinking out of an empty fucking bottle, y'all. I made that. Act like I made that.
And that's it. That's all I wrote down.
Don't be ashamed of your race because of some bad apples, because of a few idiots. It has nothing to do with you being white.
He does a little crime fighting around the neighborhood, small stuff, he catches a shoplifter, whatever, but most of it is just following Peter around in his personal life, which isn't even that bad or even interesting. The neighborhood, small stuff, he catches a shoplifter, whatever, but most of it is just following Peter around in his personal life, which isn't even that bad or even interesting. He misses his train, so he's late to class and the teacher scolds him. Oh no, his platonic female BFF teases him about failing to ask out a girl he had no shot with anyway. Oh no, and it just...
Yeah, this is stuff that teenagers deal with on a daily basis.
Just goes on like that.
The problem here. Like, again, he's just talking without
nothing
really
happens in this
anything.
episode. Nothing. And not much happens in the second episode either. My only real takeaways were...
It's the first 2 episodes, bruh. It's the first 2 episodes, bro. Y'all are expecting way too much to happen. It's setting up everything. It's setting up. Wait until the story develops. Review.
That the people behind this project seem to not understand the...
Your camera's a little behind. Hold up. Hang on. Let me check out something.
Grilled or fried? That's a Zaxby's.
Do you really want to spend the rest of your life watching ads? Guys, just download Pi. It's a free Google Chrome extension and it basically
Oh. Okay, hang on. I could fix that. Okay. No, it's not that. It's my mic. Hang on. Is it fixed now? We good now? Should be straight now. Thank y'all for telling me that. All right, we good? I'll continue once I know I'm good. If I'm good in chat, put 1. Put 1 if we're good. I'm gonna go get something real quick. All right. Okay. Oh, damn. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. Whew, boy. All right. I guess we'll finish the brain rot. Y'all drop a like, by the way. We'll finish this. Let's finish this shit. We got 8 minutes left.
Spider-Man character not care about any of the lore, are generally being very lazy about how the show is produced, and aren't even trying to write a smart show because they think the audience are idiots. And when your show is supposed to be about a character who is really smart, you can probably guess how well that goes over. Here's a few examples of what I'm talking about. The spider that gives Peter his powers is no longer science-based like it's always been because he's a science-based character. Now it's a magical spider courtesy of Doctor Strange.
It's an alternate universe. It doesn't have to be the same. It's not. Why is this a problem?
Have I mentioned how much
in the Spider-Verse movies, the spider that bit Miles was from an alternate dimension. That wasn't the case in the comics. They changed things. Why is this a problem?
Hate the multiverse instead of being bullied by
literally, like, what you're complaining about doesn't matter.
His classmates in school. Now Peter is well liked by them. Hell, the crush's boyfriend wants to partner with him in science class, makes an
No, it's always been magic, and Doctor Strange had nothing to do with it.
effort to be friends.
It never said it was a magical spider. Well, it did come out of a... Oh, well, the thing is, it might have just came out of the portal from another dimension. How do we know that it was, like, a magical spider? It seems like it just came from another universe. Like in Spider-Verse. In the comics, it's actually magic. I'm familiar with what you're talking about with the totems and stuff like that. In the original Spider-Verse story with the whole magic totems and stuff like that. I know what you're talking about, but I don't think that was what the show was. I think he was battling a creature in some alternate dimension. A spider fell through and bit him. I think that's it. It's that simple. I don't think it's really it. It might be magic, might be science. I don't know. I just saw it fell from the portal, fell from an alternate dimension and bit him, which is fine. It's a different universe. They're gonna make changes that it may or may not have some impact down the road.
Him, and there's even a scene where he gets the entire football team to chant Peter's name because they like him so much.
I think people keep comparing the show to Spectacular Spider-Man and are understandably wanting it back, but the show isn't trying to be Spectacular Spider-Man. It's doing its own thing. Exactly. That's the whole shtick that they just don't really seem to be getting. Obviously, I was pretty young when Spectacular Spider-Man. I think I was like 3 or 4 when Spectacular Spider-Man was out. So I wasn't around when it was canceled or whatnot, but I've watched it. I see why people like it, and I see why people were upset when Ultimate came out. I grew up with Ultimate. I like Ultimate. I thought it was fine because that's what I grew up with. The people who grew up with Spectacular, they like Spectacular. But comparing it and making it seem like, oh, it's not as good as this show, so it's automatically bad. That's just not a fair way of. That's just not a good way to critique media in general.
Peter. What? This.
Wait, what's he talking about? Hang on.
Multiverse. Instead of being bullied by his classmates in school, now Peter is well liked by them. Hell, the crush's boyfriend wants to partner with him in science class, makes an effort to befriend him, and there's even a scene where he gets the entire football team to chant Peter's name because they like him so much. Peter.
Yeah, they're being supportive. Just because they're jocks doesn't mean they're assholes. Right. That goes back to what I said earlier with the whole crush thing. I'm just like, just because he's dating the girl you like, that doesn't automatically make him an asshole. Like, a lot of media tends to portray it that way, but that's not the case in real life. You know, they don't always fit the whole stereotype, right? Jock doesn't automatically mean shove you into a locker and call you names. Some jocks are deep down are nerds, like this dude and like all the others in the show. Like even Flash Thompson, like the reason he was bullying Peter was because we find out in the comics is because of the abuse he went through with his family or his dad and stuff like that. But deep down, Flash is actually like a good person. And we see that when he becomes Agent Venom, when he becomes an actual hero, he learns from Spider-Man, right? He's a fan of Spider-Man. So this whole flat thing with Flash bullying Peter was mainly projection. So jock doesn't automatically mean, oh, this dude's an asshole. There's more to it than that.
What? This is Peter Parker we're talking about here. A character who, before learning that lesson about power and responsibility, wanted to use his powers for selfish reasons, partly because he was so angry.
Like that jock being a bully stereotype has already been used a bunch of times in all media. It's time for a change. Exactly. So this just goes back to them not liking change.
Angry and sick of being treated like garbage, bullied by guys like Flash Thompson, emasculated by girls like Liz Allen. It was one of the core things that aided him in those early stories. Now, there are no bullies. The girl he's crushing on is a perfectly nice person he's on good terms with. He seems to get along quite well with most people at school. He has plenty of people in his life encouraging him and cheering him on, so the motivation to make the mistake that defined his entire identity as a
Dude, it is a fictional character. Calm down. Yo,
superhero is gone.
Is the fact that Peter making friends actually triggering people like this? Yo, chill. Bro, this man went on a whole rant because jocks were cheering for him to pass the test. Oh my God.
That lesson about power and responsibility, wanted to use his powers for selfish reasons, partly because he was so angry and sick of being treated like garbage, bullied by guys like Flash Thompson, emasculated by girls like Liz Allen. He was
emasculated by girls like Liz? That's cap. That's cap.
One of the core things that aided him in those early stories. Now, there are no bullies. The girl he's crushing on is a perfectly nice person he's on good terms with. He seems to get along quite well with most people at school. He has plenty of people in his life encouraging him and cheering him on, so the motivation to make the mistake that defined his entire identity as a superhero is gone. he never learns the power and responsibility thing because he doesn't even become Spider-Man until after Uncle Ben dies. And
he's learning it right now. He's learning being Spider-Man right now. He's doing that right now.
Apparently, there's a prequel comic out there that doesn't really elaborate on that. He just became a superhero because he's a good guy, and that's what good guys do. And not only is that really fucking lame as a storytelling device, more importantly...
Did Steve Rogers not become Captain America because he was a good guy? I'm just... Steve Rogers became Captain America because he's a good guy, right? Let me just make sure I'm not crazy. This is becoming a superhero, genuinely wanting to help people is a thing, right? I just want to make sure it's just not me here.
It's not Spider-Man. This is...
I think I know where they're mad, bro. It's all projecting. They used to get treated super bad, and that's unfortunate. So they saw Peter as their idol power thing. That's the thing, right? I mean, yeah, Liz made fun of him. Wait, no, I was fuck. My brain's fried right now. They used to get treated super bad, and that's unfortunate. So they're projecting. That's the thing with having this like toxic attachment to a character. And that's kind of the problem with a lot of Spider-Man fans is they've kind of grown this like toxic attachment to him, where it's like if there's even a little bit of okay, maybe he's not getting as bullied as much, maybe he's becomes it's like oh my god, because they flip out because they see themselves in him, which is not necessarily bad, but when you obsess with it, when you obsess with him having bad luck, when you obsess with him being bullied, because it's got to feel good, right? Just because you're a nerd, like you're automatically perceived as the good guy. Now that that's not the case here, like, hey, there's some nuance. They can't handle that. They can't handle the nuance. Peter can still learn of having responsibility after becoming Spider-Man. It doesn't always have to be he needs to learn responsibility before being Spider-Man. I think we're done, to be honest. Now he's doing good. They want him to be where he's at. Yeah. I think I've had it. I think we're good. We're good. My brain's fucking fried right now, bro. Oh my god. Oh fuck. But they see themselves in him. They see his misfortune in Peter. So anytime he's doing like remotely good or having remotely some sort of good luck, they cannot stand that. And that's toxic. That is obsessive toxic dependency on a character. Like, I don't even, like, if y'all notice, like, Miles haters was my shtick. I don't even make videos about Miles like that anymore. I do criticize, dumb criticisms of him. But, like, I love Miles. But he's not my entire fucking life. Like, we went, like, a whole 2 months just talking about the boys, talking about other shit. Like, I cannot imagine being that attached to a character. Just can't. I think we've made our point here. We're gonna go ahead and end the stream. Oh shit, my neck hurts from my head pointing that way. Whew, I need to lay down. We're gonna go ahead and end stream though. Thank y'all for coming out. We reacted to this trailer. That shit was insane. I'll consider the disc. I'll consider bringing back the Discord, cause that Discord was gone for a good reason. Not having a Discord server has made my life a lot easier. Y'all seem to want that shit back for some reason. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about it. We about to get up out of here though. What's a good ending song that I could just fucking later. Yeah, thank y'all for tuning in, man. What happened to the Discord? I deleted it. The fuck? It's gone. Y'all drop a like on your way out. If you're new here, like, subscribe. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.